This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, friends. Thanks for joining us on this Friday. I'm Jacqueline Matter. Ray Collins has the morning off along with John Scalzi. Let's check in with Wendy Ross over in the Weather Center. Wendy, I'm hoping for a little bit of rain, but I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I need a car wash. There's some pollen on my car.
Just a little bit of pollen.
Right.
I know people's allergies are up and people are suffering and lawns are suffering. We would really use the rain.
Right.
We are not seeing any right now. We've got fair skies for the most part around our region, and we've got some cloud cover down to the south, which is trying to spill in across the state of Florida. Overnight, there were some rain showers down to our southwest. And right now we are looking at fair skies, and any rain is not anywhere on site, as you can see. So we're not expecting to see rain for today. Today is not our rain day, but rain is in the forecast. So we'll let you know when that's all going to be taking place in just a few minutes, Jacqueline.
All right, thanks so much. Taking a look at Suncoast traffic on this Friday morning, pretty quiet throughout Manatee County. State Road 7301 seeing its normal pickup, as well as 41 towards Cortez Road. As we head into Sarasota County, pretty quiet throughout that region. Not a whole lot going on. No accidents to report. I-75 looking clear as we head into South County. Pretty quiet throughout that region as well. Just the normal pickup in downtown Venice around Business 41. Other than that, looks like an easy commute on your Friday morning. Topping our news this hour, a nationwide manhunt is over for a teacher wanted for kidnapping his student. 15-year-old Elizabeth Thomas found alive and safe in a residence in a remote area of Northern California, thousands of miles away from where she disappeared in Tennessee. Her captor, 50-year-old Tad Cummins, now in custody. Law enforcement found the car Thomas and Cummins had been driving in. They were then found in a cabin nearby. Cummins now accused of having an inappropriate relationship with the girl. His wife says he had been spending time with the teen in their home prior to their disappearance.
I think he was mentoring her, and maybe just one bad decision started him off on a path he didn't mean to go on.
Tennessee authorities should be in Northern California today picking up the teen. She is expected to reunite with her family later on. In politics, Health and Human Services Secretary Tom Price says the Trump administration is not done trying to repeal Obamacare. A Republican replacement bill stalled in the House last month, but Price told CNN that the legislation was rushed, even though it was a step up from Obamacare.
The process that we have is not what Secretary Price thinks ought to be the legislation. It's what 535 individuals in the Congress of the United States and the President believes is the most appropriate thing and the best thing moving forward.
Price also said states should have more power over health care instead of the federal government. GOP House leaders pulled the bill last month because there was not enough support from Republican lawmakers. A 23-year-old California man may be the first dreamer to be deported under President Trump. Juan Manuel Montes, who immigrated illegally to this country as a young child, is now suing for his access to records of his deportation. And by complete coincidence, Judge Gonzalo Curiel, the same judge President Trump famously attacked, will hear his case. While President Trump was running for office, he called out the Indiana-born judge, claiming he was unfit to oversee the Trump University lawsuit because of his Mexican heritage.
There's a hostility toward me by the judge, tremendous hostility, beyond belief. I believe he happens to be Spanish, which is fine. He's Hispanic, which is fine.
The Department of Homeland Security admits Montes is entitled to be in the country until early next year under deferred action for childhood arrivals, but says he left the country without permission, resulting in the loss of that status. President Trump has previously promised Dreamers would not be targeted, but Attorney General Jeff Sessions has taken a much different tone, saying, quote, everybody in the country illegally is subject to being deported. The Florida legislature also facing a decision on whether or not to decriminalize marijuana statewide. Right now, possessing less than 20 grams of marijuana is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to a year in jail and a $1,000 fine. Lawmakers are now considering a bill that would lessen those criminal charges to civil charges. Possessing less than an ounce of marijuana would be a first-degree misdemeanor with a $100 fine or 15 hours of community service. As of right now, criminal defense attorney Derek Byrd says he defends more alleged marijuana users than you'd think.
The biggest impact on the system, frankly, would be the money savings. I mean, you know how much money the system would save if they didn't have to arrest jail, and prosecute people for nonviolent petty drug offenses like marijuana.
Byrd says law enforcement would also have more time to focus on more serious crimes. The bill is currently in the state Senate. The legislative session runs through May 5th. Well, it seems more and more people are in support of legalizing marijuana across the United States. According to a new CBS News poll, 61% of Americans think pot should be legal. 88% support medical marijuana use, and the majority of Americans don't think the federal government should try to prohibit the sale of marijuana in states where it is legal. Florida getting a rare opportunity to rework its constitution. Every 20 years, state leaders appoint 37 people to a Constitution Revision Commission. Those amendments then go on the ballot for the next election cycle, and any proposed changes to the Constitution would then need approval from at least 60% of voters, with the overwhelming majority of the commission picked by Republican leaders. The panel is almost entirely conservative, headed by Manatee County developer Carlos Baroof. The panel is expected to put amendments before voters on issues such as school choice, limiting judicial branch, and abortion. But now many progressive groups are concerned the commission is not being transparent in its process.
I don't think that they have any leg to stand on. If you're talking about transparency, all the rules are being followed. You can go to the meetings, they're public meetings, they're advertised ahead of time.
It doesn't seem to be very transparent or very clear how the public is going to participate in the process.
Although the process works that some of the members involved are concerned, it doesn't remain transparent enough. The process for who decides which new casinos are approved in Florida may soon be changing. Gambling opponents want to make sure the legislature can't approve casino gambling without voter approval, so they're proposing a new amendment that includes that change. But others feel that amendment is misleading because it's unclear how it would affect counties where voters have approved slot machines or local dog and horse tracks. The Florida Supreme Court disagreed and ruled that amendment was not misleading and sticks to only one subject. But now backers of the amendment still need to gather another 700 signatures to make it on the 2018 ballot. A Florida state senator facing mounting pressure to resign after unleashing a racist tirade during a private conversation with his African-American colleagues. Republican Senator Frank Artiles is facing criticism after reports surfaced that he had used derogatory language and also swore at two fellow senators. Governor Rick Scott now weighing in on that issue, saying while the Senate should not expel Artiles because he's a separately elected official, the incident should have never happened to begin with.
It's really disappointing. I mean, if you think about it, we ought to all be focused on how do we make this state a better place. You know, we all have kids and grandkids, and that's what we ought to be focused on, but that's disgusting.
Scott spoke to the senators who were targeted. He did apologize to them himself, and he told them nobody should be treated that way. A conservative youth organization is threatening to sue Berkeley College after it postponed Ann Coulter's speech. Her speech was scheduled for April 27th, but administrators postponed her appearance Wednesday, citing safety concerns. Berkeley said it needed more time to find a suitable venue. Attorneys representing Young America's Foundation and the Berkeley College Republicans issued a warning to the college in a letter to Berkeley's vice chancellor directly. That letter threatens to take the school to court if Coulter doesn't speak next Thursday. According to the letter, the group is giving the school until 5 o'clock Friday night to make a decision. Well, coming up, why a man is paying big time after leaving his car running in his own driveway. We'll have that story and more weather and news after this.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the blingiest of them all? You are, with Spectralite diamonds, all gorgeous and affordable. Only found at Creative Gems, where you always get big bling for little ching.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has answered calls for recovery and treatment 24/7, 365 days a year. If you're depressed, drinking, using drugs, or taking pills, call now and talk to someone who cares.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Most insurance covers substance abuse. You can get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call 800-622-1941, 800-622-1941.
So many times we underestimate the human spirit's drive to recover. We often see people surpass what any of us might have expected initially. The Rehabilitation Pavilion at Sarasota Memorial is the top of the line. It allows us to really bring the patient's recovery to the next level.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is rated the #1 car brand in safety, and all Subaru models with eyesight are a 2017 IIHS top safety pick. And you can lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester, for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Everyone loves a bright and cheerful smile. Not everyone can find the dental care they need and can afford. Now there's a place nearby where anyone can receive professional quality dental care at an affordable cost. The LECOM School of Dental Medicine in Lakewood Ranch is now accepting patients. You will receive your care in comfortable, state-of-the-art treatment rooms. To schedule your appointment, please call the LECOM Dental Group practices, 941-405-1600. We will be happy to see you smiling again.
Don't hate me because I'm blingable. Get your bling on with affordable Spectralite diamonds exclusively at Created Gems in Gold and Silver, where you always get big bling for little ching.
Well, temperatures certainly are warming up, but we still have some 50s and 60s on the map right now, primarily across central and northern Florida, but plenty of 70s along the east coast and all the way down through Key West. Our area right now experiencing temperatures that are mostly in the mid to upper 60s, especially at the water. And then as soon as you move inland, we're still seeing some 50s right now on the map. And everyone is experiencing fair skies. We've had some cloud cover, but most of that has been down to our south, and we've started to see some of that spilling in across the southern counties. 64 degrees for us right now under fair skies. Our dew point is moderate and the humidity is high at 80%, and it's been climbing. We've had very sticky weather with us the last couple of days, and the winds are coming in out of the east-northeast at 7 miles per hour. And of course, when we get these easterly winds, that really does help to warm us up, and we've got another day of that happening. As you can see, we've got a great deal of cloud cover down here to our south, and we've had a couple of showers that came through to the overnight time period, but they didn't affect us. They were affecting primarily around the Fort Myers area. And as you can see across our region, we're looking at fair skies right now. Central Florida, northern Florida, not even seeing a cloud in the sky at this point. And as you can see, a broader picture showing we've got a lot of rain down here to the south. But sadly, these showers are not going to be the ones that are going to be coming on through. We do have rain in the forecast. That is the best news of all. It doesn't get here until Sunday, maybe during the overnight time period on Saturday, but we are going to finally get some showers in here. We've got a 40% chance of rain with a cold front that is now situated across the southeastern part of the country, and that frontal system is going to be moving on into the state, and we are not expecting rain for today. You'll notice by 5 o'clock this afternoon, we're still looking at fair skies across the region with very little in the way of rainfall coming on through, but during the overnight time period, we get a lot of these clouds coming on in from the south, and then we get the cold front coming in from the north, and this is all spelling into a 40% chance of rain for us on Sunday. So that is going to be great news. But in the meantime, because it is still so dry, parts of our area under a fire weather warning, and that stays in effect through tonight and probably will be continued for tomorrow as well. Mostly it's over the inland areas that we're mostly concerned, but even here along the beaches, we need that rain, and thankfully it is going to come. And here's our great hope for it. It's this cold front. It's going to be moving across the southeastern part of the country. It will be moving on into the state of Florida. In advance of that, we've got warm weather, but once it comes on through, it is going to be bringing us a 40% chance of rain and some cooler weather behind it as well. But today we're dry, then the cold front approaches by Saturday night and into Sunday, and that chance for rain will be on Sunday with a 40% chance. So that's great news. Oddly, strangely, freakily, we have Tropical Storm Arlene. Can you believe this? Arlene is situated out here in the Atlantic, and it is moving away from the state of Florida. So or the entire country, actually. We don't have to worry about Arlene, but here it is. We don't even start the hurricane season until June 1, and we're starting to talk about tropical storms already. So tonight, we are looking at fair skies throughout the day and into the nighttime hours, and then we've got our best chance of rain now on Sunday. Jacqueline?
All right, thanks so much, Wendy. Taking a look at Suncoast traffic, you can look forward to a pretty breezy commute throughout the area. Just your normal pickup throughout State Road 70 and 301 in both directions. Also, downtown Bradenton seeing a little bit of traffic, but no real concerns throughout that region as we head into Sarasota County. Some pickup on Bee Ridge Road and Clark Road. 41 in between the two, seeing a little bit of congestion as well. Other than that, I-75 looking clear as you head into Sarasota, South County, and downtown Venice seeing a little bit of congestion on Business 41. Other than that, no accidents on this Friday morning. Certainly an odd story here. A Michigan man fought a ticket for leaving his car running unattended in his own driveway to warm it up and lost. Now his attorney is in trouble with the law as well. Nia Hardin has the story.
Taylor Trupiano and his attorney, Nicholas Somberg, were fighting a $128 ticket. He received it back in January for leaving his car in the driveway on Waldorf Street.
This ordinance only applies to areas open to the public, and according to People v. Rhea, your driveway, you cannot even get a DUI in your own driveway. No specific place is referred to. Any other place is wide open, is broad.
We have repeatedly seen it in our city, other municipalities, where there are specific thieves who are looking for running vehicles that are left unattended.
But that wasn't the only legal battle that went on in the court today. Things got heated after Somberg admitted to having someone Facebook Live the hearing.
I apologize.
Did you not know, sir, that you were an officer of the court?
I took it upon myself, Your Honor.
No, I don't want to talk to you, sir. I'm asking the attorney. You knew that that was going on, right?
Yes.
Did you ask permission of the court?
No.
Somberg was held for contempt. As for his client, the judge ruled in favor of the officer. He says the ordinance says it's accessible to the public, and since strangers can gain access to your driveway, that's included.
I don't think it applies to your private property, and on top of that, if it's a safety issue, they didn't solve the safety issue by leaving a ticket. The car was still running, left unlocked.
This may be something that we appeal. The law is the law, and this is pretty clear on its face.
Someone did actually pay Trupiano's ticket for him, but the court has yet to decide whether to accept that payment. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, a gunman kills a police officer in France. How the country's now dealing with another deadly aftermath of a terrorist attack this year. After this, stay with us.
We asked you, Suncoast, why do you like ABC 7?
I like ABC 7 because it's local. It gives me all the local news.
The local news, local weather.
It's so local and so community driven.
Kelly Wilgus does a great job.
John Scalzi, that's my guy.
Bob Harrigan is wonderful.
Stephanie's my favorite. I like Scott Dennis.
I like them all.
We're all very grateful that you cover what you do and you're here to participate with the community.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
The Wild Broadway series at the Players Center brings you the classic farce, Boeing, Boeing. It's the 1960s, and our swingin' bachelor is juggling 3 beautiful stewardesses from 3 competing airlines. But what happens when Boeing produces a faster plane? Comedy ensues. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit us online at theplayers.org. Opening April 26th, it's Boeing, Boeing.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously.
But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
Shot over downtown Sarasota towards the Lemon Avenue and downtown region. Pretty quiet and calm out there on this Friday morning. Welcome back. It is 6:22. Just days before the first round of its presidential election, France is once again dealing with the deadly aftermath of a terrorist attack. ABC's Alex Marquardt has the details in your GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, deadly attack right in the heart of Paris. One of the world's most famous avenues, the Champs-Élysées, on lockdown overnight.
Mesdames et messieurs, you have to stay back, please.
The spray of gunfire. This video appearing to show the panicked moments of chaos just after 9 p.m. in the shadow of the Arc de Triomphe. A gunman driving next to a police vehicle before getting out and opening fire using a military-style weapon.
I have to run away. I was here walking in the Champs-Élysées.
The attacker killing one police officer and wounding 2 additional officers along with a bystander. This witness describing what happened next, saying they returned fire, they killed him. He said he felt on the floor. Police say the suspect was killed, ISIS later claiming responsibility for the attack. And coming up at 7 o'clock, we'll have a live report from France. With your GMA First Look, I'm Candace Gibson, ABC News, New York.
It's wild out there, but now you can let your dogs out. Just protect them with Simparica, the monthly chew that virtually wipes out fleas and ticks. Studies showed that at the end of the month, Simparica killed more ticks in less time than both Frontline and NexGard. Simparica may cause abnormal neurologic signs, such as tremors, unsteadiness, and/or seizures. The most frequently reported adverse reactions were vomiting and diarrhea. So get Simparica for protection that goes on and on.
When did anyone start calling this salad? At Panera, a good salad is so much more than a bowl of something green. More than an obligation to be good. More than just something you have on the side. More than just one flavor, or texture, or color. A good, clean salad is so much more than green. And with Panera Catering, more for your event. Panera, food as it should be.
Our dad is an incredible man, a great father, and a hero who served his country well. He worked hard to take care of us. Now we take care of Dad with the help of Granny Nannies.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wannabe Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
It's the season of savings right now during the spring clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Over 100 standard and available safety features make the new Chrysler Pacifica a safe investment for any family. And right now, you can own one for just $24,999. Or get one of America's longest lasting pickups and save up to $11,000 on a new Ram Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Granny Nannies. We've been making house calls for over 25 years. When you need home health care services, there really is no place like home.
Grandma! A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, a new traffic project set for Manatee County. We'll tell you where the state is hoping to cut down on your commute. Plus, a Punta Gorda police officer asking for his job back after being fired for fatally shooting a woman during a training exercise. And new details on the death of Carly Bruch's mother, Susan Shorpin. What investigators say claimed her life. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, friends. Beautiful shot as the sun is making its way across the skyline on this Friday. Looks like it is heading across Sarasota this morning. Welcome back and thank you for joining us on this Friday, 628. I'm Jacqueline Matter. Ray Collins has the day off, as well as John Scalzi, a new face over in the Weather Center this morning. Let's check in with Wendy Ross.
And Jacqueline, I never thought I would see this time of the day again, and here we are. So we're looking at a beautiful start.
Glad to have you here with us. If
Thank
that's any
you.
consolation.
Well, thank you, and it is nice to be here. I have to say that the weather is very nice this morning. We are looking at fair skies. We've got a little bit of cloudiness down to our south. We need the rain, though. Boy, do we need the rain. And we're not seeing anything developing right now. So we've got fair skies across our viewing area, and we're also starting to see our temperatures on the rise. Readings are in the 60s right now, and even some 50s, still holding on. But we'll be warming up throughout the day today, and we'll see our temperatures back up into the mid-80s. Right now, it's 84 degrees with those winds coming in out of the east-northeast. Fair skies, too. We'll let you know when the rain is going to get here. It's coming. I promise. It's coming. Jacqueline.
All right, you can look forward to a pretty easy commute on this Friday morning. Not a whole lot going on in Manatee County. A little bit of congestion on the Green Bridge as you head into downtown Bradenton. Also, State Road 70 and 301 seeing a little bit of congestion, but nothing to really be concerned about as you head into Sarasota County. Pretty quiet throughout the region. And over in South County, normal pickup on Business 41 towards Venice. Other than that, I-75 looking clear throughout the Suncoast and no accidents on this Friday. Well, speaking of traffic, our top story this half hour, another big I-75 project on the way for the Suncoast. The Florida Department of Transportation spoke with those in the community about a planned diverging diamond layout at the I-75 interchange with State Road 64 in Manatee County. ABC 7's Rick Adams has more.
It's a project that'll cost $39 million and take at least 2 years to complete. FDOT officials were answering a lot of questions at a public meeting regarding the diamond that will be constructed in the coming weeks at the I-75 interchange with State Road 64 in Bradenton. For longtime Braden River Lakes resident Rita Flegel, she tells us she's happy that she attended Thursday's meeting.
When I came in here, I was completely against it until I saw how they're going to take away the danger of getting onto I-75. Now I'm mixed. I don't like the fact that it's going to take 2 years.
For other folks we talked with who live near the I-75 State Road 64 interchange, they see many positives with a project like this.
I think it'll be an improvement over what it is now. It's the off-ramps and on-ramps are the reason it's being redesigned, obviously, and that's what needed to be redesigned because they're kind of constrictive the way they are now.
FDOT says most of the work will focus on the on and off ramps to I-75, including the building of a new overpass to the southbound on-ramp. Officials tell us most of the work will be on State Road 64, and they will not be widening I-75 as part of this project.
We had a lot of volume of traffic out here in Sarasota and Manatee County, and the more improvements we do to our interchanges and interstate, the better that we can hold the capacity, plus the improved traveling.
There is currently a diverging diamond being built at University Parkway, which will be completed around September. With two big projects that will be going on at the same time, FDOT officials encourage drivers to be patient and extra cautious.
We've got about close to 8 or 10 miles between the two interchanges, so we got some gaps, so we should be fine.
In Bradenton, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Currently, as you probably know, there is a diverging diamond being built at University Parkway, which will be completed by this fall. This $47 million project at State Road 64 will get underway this summer and will be finished in about 2 years. A Punta Gorda police officer who was fired for fatally shooting a woman during a Citizens Academy training exercise now trying to get his job back. Lee Coel is facing charges in the shooting death of 73-year-old Mary Knowlton following an investigation. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement found no evidence that Coel intended to shoot and kill Knowlton last August. However, he was terminated from the Punta Gorda Police Department. He appealed that decision, and his attorney and the city human resources manager who recommended the termination faced a judge yesterday to make their arguments.
If we're not going to take disciplinary action against anyone else, then why are we terminating his employment? Why aren't accommodations being made for him the way they are for other employees? That's the question.
A decision on yesterday's hearing is expected by the end of May. We have newly released surveillance video that shows the moment that Officer Coel shot Mary Knowlton. Take a look in the video. You can see Coel pointing his gun and shooting at Knowlton. We've edited that portions of that shows her falling to the ground. Coel then runs over to Knowlton, apparently realizing what had just happened. Other officers then jump into action to call for paramedics. Mary Knowlton's husband was there and witnessed the shooting.
I was maybe 10 feet away from her, and I watched this patrolman, who was the bad guy, aim right at her and shoot. He turned her over, and she looked horrible, you know, blood all over the place. And I thought, oh my God, you know, and there was maybe 5 people that were trying to save her.
Well, Gary Knowlton goes on to say that the police would not let him in the ambulance with his wife, and no one immediately told him about her condition. A former Sarasota County Sheriff's deputy accused of attempted murder back behind bars this morning after another court appearance yesterday afternoon. Frankie Bybee's lawyers are requesting he get an earlier trial date sometime in September. Bybee is accused of befriending an elderly woman and trying to kill her and steal her money. Bybee is charged with 25 crimes ranging from attempted murder to crimes against the elderly, as well as multiple counts of petty theft. He has, though, pleaded not guilty. New details this morning on the death of Carly Bruch's mother, Susan Shorpen. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd says he believes Shorpen died of a heroin overdose last week. The sheriff made that announcement during a press conference about the recent arrest of 17 different people during an undercover heroin trafficking investigation. The Polk County medical examiner is still performing toxicology tests to confirm Shorpen's cause of death. The 47-year-old had been arrested several times for drug use and prostitution since Bruce's kidnapping and murder back in 2004. On the heels of those multiple arrests, state lawmakers are cracking down on dealers who distribute drugs that leads to a person's death. The Florida House is approving a bill that would allow dealers to be charged with murder for fatal overdoses involving certain drugs. Under that new legislation, synthetic drugs like fentanyl have been added to the drug trafficking statute. It would also make it a felony to possess 10 grams or more of such drugs. A similar Senate bill is headed to its last committee stop. And as the heroin epidemic spreads across our area, local Congressman Vern Buchanan is also speaking out about the problems surrounding opioids. When it comes to the number of overdoses, Manatee County has the highest number in our state. Buchanan says more work needs to be done to bring those numbers down.
So I think we've made some progress, but we're going to monitor it very closely. We're going to continue to do everything we can, whatever resources we can bring to education and prevention, as well as law enforcement, and try to minimize the impact.
Florida is expected to receive $27 million in grant money from the federal government to go toward prevention and treatment programs for opioid addiction. Well, the search is on in Manatee County for a bank robber. Manatee County Sheriff's deputies were called to Wells Fargo Bank on 53rd Avenue West in Bradenton just after 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Witnesses say the robber handed a note to the teller demanding money, then took some cash and left. Deputies say the man said he was also armed. If you have any information on this bank robbery, you're asked to call Manatee County Crime Stoppers at the number on your screen, 866-634-TIPS. Getting around Sarasota County will be a little cheaper for some people today. The Sarasota County Area Transit Bus will offer free rides for access across its coverage area. It's all part of Tri-Transit Day. Free rides will be available on all fixed routes today, including the Scat Express and beach routes as well. And there's also now an easier way to check out new attractions, shopping, and dining options in downtown Bradenton. The group Realize Bradenton is launching its new interactive website called walkbradenton.com. The site takes you on a digital guide of downtown and highlights attractions that pretty much only the locals really know about, such as restaurants and historical buildings. It also features some of the best places to find some public art. If you want to find out more, the website officially goes live today. Also happening today, a teen fashion show where every piece of garment is made out of recycled material. Manatee County Public Libraries is hosting their 4th annual Teen Recycled Fashion Show. Over 25 teens are expected to compete, each making their own original fashion using recycled or repurposed material. Contestants will present it on the runway in front of judges, and the winner will be selected based on creativity, presentation, and use of recycled material. Again, to be a part of that crowd, it's actually tomorrow, not today, in downtown Central Library in Bradenton. It starts at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Beachgoers in Venice are being reminded to share the shore. Shorebird awareness signs are up along Venice Beach in the North Pier Beach access. They show pictures of the common shorebirds and seabirds on the Suncoast and have information about their habitat and food. It also asks people to not disturb nesting birds or chase the birds, and explains how the seaweed and seagrass is vital to the wildlife. The City of Venice, the Army Corps of Engineers, and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife all work together to install these signs. Charlotte County is celebrating a big milestone as well. According to the director of the Bay Pines VA healthcare system, the county has ended homelessness among veterans. Susan Klinker says 113 veterans who struggled with homelessness are now off the streets and are receiving housing support and healthcare services. It's one of 4 communities in the Sunshine State and 42 across the country that no longer have homeless veterans. A ceremony to mark that accomplishment will be held today at the Veterans Memorial Garden in Punta Gorda, starting at 11 a.m. And a big distraction on a Suncoast golf course. ABC 7 viewer Dave McLaughlin sent us this video of an 8-foot-long alligator strolling onto the course of the Ritz-Carlton in Manatee County. Oh my goodness, this was near the 6th hole on the course. The gator didn't really disturb anyone. He was just strolling on the greens and then walked off. That would be disturbing to me to see if I saw that.
Oh my gosh. You know, they move fairly quickly. When
I've
they
heard
do
that.
go, they go. And that is a distraction,
Right.
isn't it? Oh, I'll tell you
man.
what. Well, another big distraction is how dry it has
Yes.
been. We would love to see some rain. We're in
We
a
would.
fire warning situation right now. We'll let you know when the rain is coming. Yes, It's coming. We'll talk about that when we return.
Some good news on the way.
Yes, finally.
Well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, why you might want to think twice before drinking your next diet soda. We'll tell you why, coming up next.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Join us this Saturday night at 7 o'clock and 11:30 for the House to Home Show, featuring some of the finest homes for sale right here on the Suncoast. Whatever your taste, you're certain to find properties that satisfy your particular buying preferences. Presented by SWC Properties right here on ABC 7.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
At Bacon Furniture's spring clearance event, we've slashed prices on our most popular styles. Look for the red balloons for the biggest savings. Save 30, 50, even 70% off throughout the showroom. Bedrooms, dining rooms, sofas, chairs, recliners, and so much more. All at the lowest prices of the season. Don't miss the spring clearance event going on now only at Bacon's Furniture and Design in Sarasota. Nobody beats Bacon's.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
We are looking at temperatures that are still in the 50s and 60s for a large part of the state, but we also have 70s along the East Coast right now, and you can see that from Melbourne through West Palm Beach, Miami, Key West, but the rest of us are mostly in the 50s and 60s, and that includes our area as well. So in Arcadia, we are looking at a 58-degree reading. Northport is reporting 59 degrees, and Punta Gorda at 59, and around the waterline, we're looking at temperatures that are a little bit warmer. Sarasota, Bradenton at 64 degrees, 63 in Parrish, and everyone is reporting fair skies right now. And as you can see right here at the airport, the humidity is up there at 80%. The winds are coming in out of the east-northeast at 7 miles per hour. And with that dew point at 58 degrees, it's feeling a little sticky out there this morning. But we are not really looking for any rain, not today. We do have the cloudy weather down to our south. It's starting to spill over the state, and we're going to start to see some of these clouds coming on through, especially over the weekend. But the rain is not going to be coming at us from the weekend, or from the south. What we're going to actually see a cold front across the southeastern part of the country, and that cold front is going to be moving on in. That's what's going to give us the opportunity for rain, but that doesn't happen until Sunday. So these showers here, we would love to see them coming up in our direction. Right now, it just doesn't appear as though that's going to be taking place. So we are going to be seeing a couple of clouds moving on in throughout the morning hours. And for the most part, we're looking at fair skies, at least right now, across our area. A couple of showers along the east coast right now. They're going to try to make their way onshore, but it's the cold front to the north that's going to really be bringing us some real relief over this weekend. So we've got that cold front starting to move on down across the southeast, and by Sunday we get to see those rain showers right here. But in the meantime, we have a fire weather warning in effect, and you can see where that is across portions of our area. And so we're going to see that through tonight, and we'll probably extend it into the daytime tomorrow as well. Here's the cold front I'm talking about. This is our great chance for a 40% chance of rain on Sunday, and this system is going to be moving on down to the south, and as it does so, we'll get the opportunity in advance of it to see those warm temperatures once again, but we're also going to be getting a 40% chance of rain in the forecast. So today, though, it's going to stay on the dry side. We're going to see a little bit of cloud cover, and that's going to be about it. And then we've got that cold front approaching on Sunday for us, and that gives us a 40% chance of rain on Sunday. So we could get a couple of showers coming on in during the evening hours on Saturday, but it's Sunday that we're going to get those rain showers. And believe it or not, this is so hard to believe, Tropical Storm Arlene. Yes, Tropical Storm Arlene. It's April, by the way. June 1st is the first day of hurricane season, but we've got the system out here. As you can see, the models are taking it away from the U.S. mainland, away from the state of Florida. We don't have to worry about it, but it's just so bizarre that we would experience something like that right now. We're looking at boaters, looking at winds coming in out of the east, seas 1 to 2 feet. A light chop out on the bay and inland waters, and this is what it looks like over the next several days. We keep it dry once again today. Overnight, we might get a couple of showers on Saturday, but it's Sunday. Sunday is our big rain chance day. Jacqueline?
All right, thanks so much, Wendy. Taking a look at Suncoast traffic, you can look forward to a pretty easy commute. Not a whole lot going on the roadways, but there is some congestion in certain parts of State Road 70 and 301. Also 41 as you're heading throughout South Bradenton. I-75 looking good, though, as you head into Sarasota County. Pretty quiet throughout that region. It looks like Bee Ridge Road, and as you head towards 41, seeing some congestion, and Clark Road as you head towards I-75. No accidents, though, to report throughout the region. Some congestion on Business 41 in Venice, but other than that, pretty breezy commute at 6:47 on this Friday. In this hour's Health Smart, gulping down artificially sweetened beverages is sometimes associated with bodily health risks, but a new study suggests more damage could be done to your brain. According to a study by the American Heart Association, artificially sweetened drinks like diet soda are tied to a higher risk of stroke and dementia. The study collected data on over 4,000 adults. They found those who drink one sweetened drink a day were almost 3 times as likely to have a stroke. They also found those adults were 3 times as likely to be diagnosed with dementia. However, some experts caution that those findings should be interpreted carefully with such a limited sample size. In your entertainment news today, a soul singer and the father of an award-winning actor has passed away. Cuba Gooding Sr. was found dead in a car in the Woodland Hills neighborhood of Los Angeles on Thursday. Gooding was lead singer for the soul group The Main Ingredient. He has had his biggest hit in the 1970s with the song Everybody Plays the Fool. Police are still investigating the cause of his death, but say there was no sign of any shooting at the scene. Gooding leaves behind his wife and 4 children, including Oscar-winning actor Cuba Gooding Jr. He was just 72 years old. Well, whether you like watching movies or would rather prefer to learn to write them, David Daniel has the latest for you in today's Hollywood Minute.
How do you teach people about drama? You cannot learn how to write drama without writing plays, putting it on in front of an audience, and getting humiliated.
Or maybe you can just take a dramatic writing class from David Mamet, the Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright whose work includes Glengarry Glen Ross and Wag the Dog, is the latest celebrity teacher for the online education platform Masterclass. Mamet will teach writing for both stage and screen, how to build a plot, create compelling characters and scenes, and write convincing dialogue.
So we're saving the galaxy again?
Yep. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 doesn't open until May 5th, but writer-director James Gunn is looking well beyond that. Gunn announced on social media he'll be writing and directing a third Guardians film down the line, and at the premiere for Volume 2, he told The Hollywood Reporter his final film in the Guardians franchise won't necessarily mean he's leaving the Marvel Universe.
Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me.
Take a trip back to the 60s with The Graduate. The film that made Dustin Hoffman a star is returning to theaters with a digitally restored 50th anniversary print playing in more than 700 theaters across the U.S. on April 23rd and 26th as part of the TCM Big Screen Classics series. Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, a local family triples in size at Sarasota Memorial Hospital. We'll tell you how coming up.
I love big bling for little Ching. That's why I only wear Spectralite diamonds from Created Gems, or I wear nothing at all.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Ace is a place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Does it really matter what type of light bulb you use?
We have a huge selection of bulbs. I gave Stella LEDs because they can last up to 20 years.
Ace is a place that knows a lot can change in 20 years. Except these light bulbs.
Hi. Oh, sure.
Don't miss these April Red Hot Buys. 6 convenient Sarasota locations and now open in Bradenton, Northport, and soon Osprey.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job. I am Goodwill, yeah.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wannabe Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the blingiest of them all? You are, with Spectralite diamonds, all gorgeous and affordable. Only found at Created Gems, where you always get big bling for little Ching.
All right, beautiful shot of our tower cam on this morning on this Friday. Good morning to you all. Looks like it is heading towards that northwest direction. The sun reflecting there off of Longboat Key in the distance. Beautiful shot this morning as you're waking up. Good morning, 6:54 on this Friday. We're following some top local stories for you here on the Suncoast. The Florida Department of Transportation building a diverging diamond configuration at the I-75 interchange with State Road 64 in Manatee County. That $47 million project will break ground this summer and be finished in about 2 years. And a Punta Gorda police officer who was fired for fatally shooting a woman during a Citizens Academy training exercise now trying to get his job back. A decision on Lee Coel's employment is expected by the end of May. And new details on the death of Carly Bruscia's mother, Susan Shorpen. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd says he believes Shorpen died of a heroin overdose last week. The Polk County Medical Examiner still performing toxicology tests to confirm her death and the official cause of that death. Taking a look at Suncoast traffic this morning, no accidents throughout the Suncoast. Manatee County seeing a little bit of increase on State Road 70 and 301. As we head into Sarasota County, pretty quiet throughout that region. Some traffic in its normal spots on Fruitville, Clark, and Bee Ridge Road. As we head into South County, a little bit of congestion on Business 41, but no accidents across the Suncoast on this Friday. Wendy?
That is fantastic news. And the reason that there are no problems with the traffic is because there's no weather taking place around our area. We're fair skies right now, but we've got the cloudiness to the south. We've got a cold front to our north. That cold front is going to bring us some rain Sunday. Yes, it's finally coming.
We are looking for some rain come our way,
Yes,
not go away. Well, an Inglewood family has now tripled in size at Sarasota Memorial Hospital. Take a look at this. Meet Harrison, Preston, Jackson, and Lila. The quadruplets were born on March 28th to Amanda and Kyle Corcoran, and they made their public debut yesterday.
There's going to be a lot of laughs, a lot of tears, from both them and from us, I'm sure. But we feel really blessed that we get to raise these 4 beautiful babies, and it's going to be an exciting journey.
Now, those 4 babies are still in the neonatal intensive care and at SMH. They'll be released in the coming weeks closer to their original due date. Again, congrats again to the Corcorans. I saw some pictures on our website of them, and one of them has this huge grin on his face, so they're just adorable.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Well, good for them. She's got a great attitude.
Definitely.
And she's going to need it, and a great sense of humor, too.
All right, stick around. Good Morning America coming up next.